Fables of La Fontaine. The Cat and the Fox. Ooh, we haven't seen this guy in a while. The fox and cat, two saints indeed, to make a pilgrimage agreed. Two artful hypocrites they were, soft-footed, sly, and smooth and fair. Many a fowl and many a cheese made up for loss of time and ease. The road was long and weary too. To shorten it, to talk, they flew. For argument drives sleep away, and helps a journey on, they say. The fox to the cat says, "My friend, to be so clever you pretend. Say, what am I? I've in this sack 100 tricks." "Well, on my back," the other very timid said, "I've only one I'm quite afraid, but then I hold is worth a dozen my enemies to cheat and cozen." Then the dispute began anew, with "So say I, and I tell you," till suddenly some hounds in sight silenced them soon, as it well might. The cat cries, "Search your bag, my friend, or you are lost, you may depend. Choose out your choicest stratagem." Puss climbed a tree and baffled them. The fox 100 burrows sought, turned, dodged, and doubled, as he thought, to put the terriers at fault, and shun their rough and rude assault. In every place he tried for shelter, but begged it vainly, helter-skelter. The hounds were on the treacherous scent, that still betrayed where'er he went. At last, as from a hole he started, two swift dogs on poor Reynard darted. Then came up all the yelping crew, and at his throat at once they flew. Too many schemes spoil everything. We lose our time in settling. Have only one, as wise men should, but let that one be sound and good. Well, there you have it. So what's all this about? The cat and the fox. Well, the fox is bragging about how crafty he is. He's got 100 tricks in his head to cheat and fool his enemies. The cat says, "Oh, 100, wow, that's incredible. I only have one, but it's a very good one, so I wouldn't trade my one for your 100." As they're arguing, "Hey, mine's better. No, mine's, I know what I'm talking about. You don't know nothing." And all of a sudden, pack of hounds shows up. Cat whoosh, runs up a tree. The dogs can't get up a tree. Fox runs, backtracks, turns around, figure eight, runs around in circles, hides here, hides there, over, under, around, and through. Eventually, he's hiding in a hole, and the hounds get him. End of the fox. So, what's the point? Well, the point is sometimes it's better to be a master of one than to be a dabbler at many. Make up your mind, master something, be very good at it, and it will serve you well. You dabble in several different arts. Sometimes it might work, sometimes it might not. And while you're trying to figure out what to do, it's probably too late. This applies in many things. Applies in life in many different ways as well. Jack of all trades, master of none is a common idiom. If you have lots and lots of talents and abilities, that's great. It'll expand your mind. It'll give you a very liberal education. You'll know many things about many things. But sometimes in this world, if you are a true master, you're the very best at what you do. That is usually a much better pathway to success. However, when you do that, you cut off a lot of other possibilities. Now, this doesn't mean you shouldn't have varied talents and abilities, but you should try to master one or two or three. They say that life is short, art is long. This doesn't mean that you paint a picture, you put it on the wall, and 500 years later, the artwork is there and you're dead. This is what most people think that means, but that's not what it means. Life is short, art is long actually means it takes a lifetime to learn an art, and you have to dedicate a lot of time and effort to mastering an art. You don't have a lot of time to waste, and you can't do it by spending a little bit of time here and there. Now, you can become fairly good at several things, but if you truly want to master something, it's going to take time and effort, and you can always learn more. You never say, well, I learned everything about that. There's nothing more to learn, so I'll try something else. Thankfully, we live in a time where we do have leisure time. In old days, people didn't have leisure time. Life was hard. You had to use your time to survive, basically. It wasn't always like that, and it's not like that now for most people. So although it's good to learn many things and have many talents, abilities developed to varying degrees, if you focus on one that you can use for a career, people appreciate true masters, generally speaking. These days, we live in a very strange time where if you're really good at something, instead of being admired, you're often mocked. It's very trendy these days to make fun of billionaires and tear them down, say they're greedy, say they're terrible people, make this argument that the reason they're billionaires is because they took advantage of other people. This is nonsense. This is the argument of the hoi polloi, the weak, useless hordes that can't do it themselves, so they'll tear down others. It's like the saying, it takes a real craftsman to build a shed, but any jackass can kick it down. And this is true. Critics, it's very easy to be a critic. Somebody takes time, effort, energy to create something good. Any critic can come by and go, that's crap. Well, what have you done? What can you do? Nothing. All you can do is complain. So you got to forget the critics. There's always going to be jealous, useless people poo-pooing whatever you do. But they can't do it, and they probably can't do anything. And if you take the time to truly master something, some people will appreciate that and understand. And people who've taken the time to master something, whether it's the same thing or something different, they understand the road to mastery. They understand the effort you put in. They understand the sacrifices you made. And those people, they may not like the path you've chosen. They may not like the subject that you've mastered, but they will certainly understand that you are a master and they will respect and appreciate that. And those people, the opinion of those people is much better than the opinion of people who can't do anything. So, if you have anything you'd like to add, comment on down below, please. Till next time.